Hi, let's discuss doing a comparative market analysis for a residential income property. This would be considered a multi-unit property like a duplex, fourplex, or triplex. Here we have a triplex with 3 units at 3812 West Commonwealth Avenue in Fullerton, California. We just completed doing the financial analysis on the rents of the property to get a good idea on if it's priced correctly and what the potential cap rate of the property would be. Now what we need to do is look at the comparable market analysis that we compile with recent sales in the active market to see if this is a competitive price point. This will be for the MLS specifically in the Los Angeles area using their system. To begin, we'll go to the MLS to run a report. We can either use Cloud CMA to generate the report automatically, or we can be more specific by selecting out individual properties that are comparable to the subject property. We'll begin by selecting income properties within the MLS system. Great. Now we can look at the area our property's in. Near the 91 and the 5. Go back to the MLS. Zoom into this area. And we can do a radius draw near the property. An appraiser will always look back about a mile and within 6 months for recently sold properties that are similar. If there are not 3 properties within the mile radius, they'll expand out to a further distance. So let's start our search by looking at a 2-mile radius. Great. Now we need to narrow down to see only the sold properties. This will show us the last 3 months. We can extend this out to show the last 6. We can also look at the active, pendings, and active contracts, which are the properties under escrow right now, but we don't know their final sales price. We'll notice a number of them are around the highway system. We can also scroll down and select how many units are in the property. Here we'll look at 3 and 4 unit properties. Great, we're only left with 6 in the search results. So this means, since we don't have any pricing or any other criterias, that we may need to widen the boundaries of our search. So let's look at everything by drawing a polygon that is east of the 5 freeway. Great. Now we can correct some of these results to go above the 91. Perfect. So now we have our results and about 14 properties. Let's go on to view listings to see the properties in more detail. Let's rank these properties by list price, and we'll see the lowest list price was $498,000, just under $500,000, which was actually almost $250 less than the second highest property. Remember, these are all 3 and 4 unit properties. We'll notice that obviously the 4 unit properties are commanding the highest price. Seems like they're going for $1 million. But we also have a property here that's a triplex going for 1.2 that's on the active market. Another triplex that's sold for 1.19 million. And a few more that sold just under $1 million. So this $500,000 triplex may be an outlier. Let's generate the market report and look at these in more detail. Here we'll select them all, or at least the ones that we want to include. We'll go to Cloud CMA and click Create a CMA. It'll automatically add the MLS numbers here to begin the process of creating the market report. This is used with the Cloud CMA platform that comes standard with the MLS subscription. There's 4 steps. First will be the criteria, then we'll examine the listings in more detail, then we'll customize the report and publish it. Here we'll want to enter either the client's name or the name of the property or whatever we'd like to name the report. We can put a private note if we want for internal use. Then we'll add the subject property address. Make sure we select the correct one. This is in Fullerton. We'll look at the subject property to find out how many beds and bathrooms. And then we'll select residential income. We can add a photo of the property if needed, or it will just generate a generic photo of the satellite view of the map. We can also enter some additional details like year built, lot size, dimensions, garage, and some other details. Generally, these aren't really needed. Now let's fetch the listings. Great, so we have our listing selected, and we'll notice here that if we click on the price guide in NetSheet, this will expand to really show us the averages of the market. Here the lowest sold was $475,000 and the highest was $1,750,000. Keep in mind these include 4 and 3 bedroom properties. Now we can deselect these properties if we wish by looking at them in more detail. This is just a 2-unit property, so we may want to take out this duplex. In fact, let's go back and run a new report only looking at 3 bedroom units. Great, we're left with 7 listings. Let's select these listings and generate that new report. Perfect. Now let's look at the price guide. We still have the lowest one of $475,000, which is really a duplex. So let's uncheck this one to remove it from the numbers. Now we have a low of $749,000 and a high of $1,115,000. The average is $891,150. The suggested price range using the square footage of 2,000 square feet is somewhere between $642,000 and $681,000. If we want, we can further examine the properties that we've selected, or we can go to the next step to customize the report. We can also select them by using the map as well. This one seems fairly far away, but we can keep it in for our purposes since it's only about a mile from here. Great, now we're going to customize the report. Here's our standard customization. You can easily select these items or add them and then drag and drop them in their order that you wish the PDF to generate. Here we have our title page at the top, and then if we click on a preview, it'll look similar to this. We have a map of all the listings. Then we'll include all the listings in detail, which will have a report with the size, the sold date, how many days on market, and then an online valuation analysis, comparable property statistics. Here we can see the number of listings sold were 4, lowest price $749, highest $1,115. Now we'll also notice the average price per square foot was $331, and it took about 48 days to sell on average. There's only 2 active listings. The lowest is $999,000, and that's priced at $398 a square foot. And it was on the market for 10 days. Great. We can also include some of these other pages if we want to, but this is what we use in most of our market analysis proposals. We'll just click Publish Report, and it will generate the full PDF. Great. Now we've generated our comparative market analysis for the property. We can review it to make sure everything's correct, and if we need to, we can always edit it and regenerate the PDF.